Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy TrevorIsanguard here, back for another Genshin Impact video. Today we're going to talk about I think one of the most underrated 4-star characters we have. He's Hydro, he uses swords, he's badass, it's Xingqiu. Let's talk about it. So, this is Xingqiu. Xingqiu. He is a 4-star Hydro character. He is a sword user, and he is probably the most underrated 4-star character that we have in Genshin Impact right now. I think he's slept on, and I think he's far better than people give him credit for. So let's talk about it. Let's figure out why I think he's so good and why you should definitely be using him right now on all your teams. So first off, let's start with his talents. His obviously normal attacks are pretty basic. They're kind of cool. We'll showcase them here in a second. They're just basic sword slices, nothing fancy. His E, on the other hand, he performs 2 Hydro slices with that sword, and then they give you shields. Or not shields, they give you swords after you do it. 3 swords at Constellation 0, 4 swords, Constellation 1 and higher. It gives you damage reduction on those swords, right? It's really difficult to explain this without looking at it, so let's just go ahead and talk about that one real quick. We're going to go demonstrate on our little Hilichurl friend over here. Hi, Mr. Hilichurl. So his E, which is his elemental skill, you press E, he does 2 slices of water, and then as you'll see here, I have 4 swords, I am a Constellation 3. He has 4 swords, and what they do is you'll take reduced damage as well as heal. So, boom, you see that? I healed for 766. I'm down a sword. This lasts for a pretty long time. After the sword duration ends, then you get healed for all of the remaining swords. So, heal, you do a little damage, you get that, you get hit, and then see that counted as 1 hit, and reduce the damage and healed. Got it? Got it. Now we'll talk about his ult. Or his Q, his elemental burst. Basically what happens is Xingqiu will summon 3 swords above the air, and every time you attack, these swords will come down and rain death upon basically anyone. They deal Hydro damage, obviously, and you can switch characters and he'll still do it. He's fantastic. That one's a little easier to talk about. Talent level 1. He upgrades into, that's the HP gain. He normally wouldn't gain HP, but he will gain HP on that upgrade, and then you gain just a straight up 20% Hydro damage bonus for him, which is perfection. So his Q. So we have his Q, right? I'll wait for his E to go away, like heal for a bunch, see? So his Q, he summons his little rain cutter. So he has max swords the entire duration of this, and every time you attack, he shoots swords out, right? So it does 3 little swords, and every once in a while it just do Hydro damage, and just do that, and just shreds. It's awesome, and it lasts for quite a long time, the entire duration of that cooldown. So yeah, that's what that does. And then we'll go ahead and talk about a little bit of his constellation. So his first constellation is where you get the 4 swords. Second constellation is where probably his best constellation is his second one. What happens is when you activate his Q and then they hit the target, they reduce that enemy's Hydro resistance by 15% for 4 seconds. So pretty much infinitely as long as you're using it. So then you just shred with water damage. Again, 3 and 5 are just talent upgrades. 4 is where you increase the damage of your E while your Q is active by 50%, which is just awesome. And then his Constellation 6, this is where he regenerates 3 energy when a sword rain attacks, which is his Q. So his sword rain hits an enemy, and then every 3rd strike will increase its damage. So you do 1, you do 2, and then 3 will be additional damage, which is awesome. So basically, just any more dupes you get equals more damage, more healing, more damage reduction. Just awesome, right? The weapon that I've chosen to use is the Sacrificial Sword. I would personally think this is best in slot. I did use Iron Sting for a while. It also has energy recharge. That's a good one. Obviously, if you want to use the Favonius Sword that has energy recharge, that could probably be pretty good as well. I think that Sacrificial Sword is the best. I mean, 50% chance to end your own cooldown is pretty ridiculous. So that's the best in my opinion. And anytime getting his Q back faster, it's just going to help your team and help him out so much better. So yeah, let's talk about his artifacts now. So what I've opted is a Noblesse Oblige set, obviously, to try to maximize that Q damage as much as we can, because that's kind of what he's doing. So obviously the 2-piece increases elemental burst damage by 20%. 4-piece, whenever you do activate your Q, it increases your and all other party members' attack by 20% for 12 seconds, which is pretty much his whole duration. So that's great. What I've rolled here is basically you want to try to prioritize energy recharge, crit rate, crit damage, and attack, and elemental mastery as your substats. Energy recharge probably being the top tier on that, and then crit rate, crit damage, and elemental mastery in that order. That's what I would do. And then as for stats on the actual 3 that you can change, attack, hydro damage bonus cup would definitely help him out a lot, so I would definitely recommend using that. And then on the last piece, I have a crit rate piece. It kind of just depends on what your substats roll. If you have more crit rate, then obviously do crit damage here. If you do have higher crit damage, then roll crit rate. I think that's best. If you don't have that, if you've been unlucky on the rolls, if you want to just do a straight attack piece, I think that's going to be good as well. If you want him to be a little more as a supporty, like healer base, if you're struggling, need a bit more heals. If you want to run HP in this place, then you can make his, because his swords do scale with HP. So if you want that to heal more when you get hit, then that's definitely an option. I haven't ever tried that build, but if you want to try it out, let me know how it goes in the comments below. That would be great. But yeah, that's pretty much it. He can just basically just mow through people. As you can see, does like about 3k damage on my current build. And then you see I got the instant cooldown right there, so now I can just do it again. He gets quite a bit of energy back, as you can see, from his E. And then basically I just switch, and then anybody I use basically just gets, all that damage reduction, healing. So he's a really, really good support. Let's just go ahead and get one more so we can do his Q, and then we'll throw him in with some damage here. That's right, so we do boom. I got my E back again. Activate the Q, do another thing, and then his resistance is just going to shred. So boom, boom. Let's break his shield here. Boink. Where was it? It does, yeah, so it does about 800 damage right now on my current build. I think it crits about 12, sometimes 14, depending on if Sucrose has shredded him or not. But that's a different subject for another video. Anyway, Xingqiu is definitely underrated. I think he's very good. If you have him, don't sleep on him. He is great. He is legitimately great. He'll be a very, very valuable asset to your team. But with that being said, that's all I have for you guys. I really appreciate you watching on the video. I really appreciate the support from the last video with Diona. You guys are great. I love you all. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you're new, to be here for all the new content and all the new videos that we're making here. I'm super excited about the future with this Genshin community and this new content route we're going with. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.